Ahoy, mateys! Picture this. A bearded pirate captain and a beautiful witch sitting across from each other, debating the finer points of treasure hunting versus potion brewing. I mean, who needs a map when you can just conjure a spell, right? But let's be real, my treasure is buried under a mountain of old socks and questionable decisions. Now, the witch. She's got her cauldron bubbling with all sorts of magical concoctions. I asked her for a love potion once, and she handed me a bottle labeled, "Just be yourself." Thanks, but I was hoping for something a bit more effective. And don't get me started on her idea of a healthy breakfast. She swears by bat wings and eye of newt. I prefer my eggs sunny side up, thank you very much. But hey, at least we can agree on one thing. There's nothing like a good ghost story to spice up a podcast. Just don't ask me to share mine. Last time I did, I lost half my crew to the giggles.
What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land?
Hello, my darlings. What the fuck was that?
An unhinged AI intro video that I just had the computer whip up. I hadn't even seen the whole thing. That was ridiculous.
Oh my god, I love it. It's absurd.
Definitely something.
It was something. Exactly.
Special.
Yeah, right? Well, I hope you are high enough to handle that. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Neighborhood Skunk. What's up?
Yay.
Nothing much. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. Look,
It's a real
shades.
privilege.
Oh, I gotta
The local crew.
Oh, there we go.
Yup.
There we go. Got the shades on. All right.
There you go.
So, yeah, welcome back, everyone. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat. We got Budsy, Ohio, Nicholas Hagee, What Up, Doe Grow, Strong Island. We got Mark, Eric. What up, everybody? Welcome back. And yeah, welcome Neighborhood Skunk, dude. I know
Glad
you've
to
been a
be here.
listener for a long time. Thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Ready
Ready to talk
like-
anything?
We got like this is the Pennsylvania Tent Pirate
Yep.
Club right here, you know? All three
We
of
got to
us.
come up with a better name than that, though.
Yeah.
That's
We
like
definitely do.
really
Let's not
long-winded
put that
there.
on the
We definitely do. Suggestions in the chat, please. But I guess that's one cool thing about you. I think everyone ought to know right off the bat is you kind of live real close to me in G3.
This is accurate. Pretty close. Within probably 30, 40 minutes.
Right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a little, and Prohibition land. We're, just doing our thing as tent pirates, sailing the high seas out here. Trying not to get our Instagram pages banned.
It can be rough at times. Sometimes we lose some people. Sometimes we lose some boats, some ships.
goodness.
Man, they just
My
zucked
deepest
you.
condolences.
Yo, I've been
there.
zucked. I've been zucked on 420. Couldn't be a better day,
Right? Happy 420.
Yeah, 2,000 followers going just like that. I've had that account since 2019. Basically when I met my wife is when I created that account. She kind of inspired me to create the account. So yeah, it kind of sucks to lose it, but hey, it starts a new chapter.
It is so sad.
Yeah.
It's always a shame.
If only to lose the record keeping. Like, I have hundreds of posts with tons of plants and descriptions and all sorts of dates and everything that I don't have written anywhere else.
Right.
Go through and catalog.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a record of our growing as much as anything
Right.
else. And to
Your
lose
personal,
that is
journal.
painful.
I know. I think the most aggravating thing about it is that there was no growing associated with that account. I primarily focused on dry herb vaping on that page. I had never really even posted a picture of a plant. So to have it taken down when I know there's plenty of people that post pictures of plants, including myself, on other pages, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but what can you do,
Are
Go through the
vapes
appeal
illegal?
process over and over and Yeah, I mean, dry herb vaping is legal, and what's interesting is in the state of Pennsylvania, that's the way they want you to consume flower. So
Right.
I don't know.
Combustion
It's
is
not like I'm
illegal.
posting pictures or videos of me smoking out of a bong or something like that. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm doing
no.
exactly what they want me to do, and
I
yet
mean,
there's still an issue. So
you're just helping licensed medical patients to healthily consume
right,
their
buy the right
cannabis,
device,
like, and
make the healthy decision.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's a shame, man. I do hope you get it back. But
I mean, I don't even understand on what grounds they could like be throwing up such a fuss. It's
I don't either.
completely legal.
It really is. I mean,
I don't know.
it's just an object. You can buy it online. You can have it shipped to. I'm 90% sure you can have it shipped to all 50 states. So
Right,
well,
and it's not just for. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure it's mostly used for cannabis.
right,
But you can use other things in it. You
right,
can
right.
vape
Which
tobacco if
is
you really wanted to.
probably arguably more legal. You know what I mean? Like if you were to
Hmm.
kind of consume tobacco in it, there's no issue going to any smoke shop and buying a bag of tobacco. So
mm,
very interesting.
it
Hmm.
is.
What a bunch of bastards!
We'll just continue on. Do what we do.
Well, it does suck, but I do kind of want to, despite what happened to you on 420, which sucks an awful lot. Like I want to encourage people who are out there in prohibition land to just start up a grow page too.
Definitely.
Don't
Definitely.
hesitate. I think you got way more of a chance of getting zucked than you do of getting like caught by the local sheriff's department
Keep your
with
page
your
private.
200-watt lighter
Right.
in a
Keep your page
closet somewhere.
private. Be selective
Yeah.
with who you let in. Um, as G3 said earlier in Discord, label your pictures as AI, and then the AI can't take your AI down.
I'm
That
convinced
might
this
solve the
isn't gonna
problem.
work. If you like
Um,
toggle the little AI switch, they'll be like,
right,
"Oh,
right.
it's AI. Ignore it."
Yeah,
That's
man. I
awesome.
wonder if that would
My
work.
new theory. I'm gonna test it.
Interesting. Well, that kind of does beg the question then, sir. What are you dry herb vaping on tonight?
Tonight I am vaping Cherry Berry by Dominion Seed Co., the wonderful Duke Diamond.
Awesome.
I know you've had the opportunity to sample some of the Cherry Berry. Some of the other people watching the show might have had the opportunity to sample it. It's a special one. Unfortunately, I didn't take a cut of it, so probably gonna have
Man,
to re-explore that one. Still
you
got a couple
let
more
her
beans,
get
so
away, dude.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's gonna haunt you now.
The problem with taking cuts for me is that I have a serious seed buying addiction,
Oh yeah.
and I feel obligated to pop seeds, and I can't pop seeds and hoard clones, so it's kind of a dilemma. I just keep reminding myself that there's probably something better in the next pack.
For sure.
Um, and I just keep crossing my fingers on that.
All right, wait. So, how did you put it to me the other day, G3, when I was lamenting the loss of my Rom Scotty cut? And you were like, "Just
I
think."
said her hot sisters are waiting for you.
That's right. That's right. Her hot sisters are waiting for me to just give them a little light, give them a little moisture, and let them do their thing. I just
What-
haven't even met them yet.
Hmm.
When it
I
comes to the
mean,
Romulan, it's a nice family.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
right.
no
Lot to
one
choose
should
from,
know.
right?
Man, you got access to the gene pool, so you just pop as many of those hot sisters as you want till you find one that's even hotter. That's how you got to look at it. But I want you to tell us about this cherry berry, man, because she certainly was special. And
Right. Cherry Berry, if my memory serves me right, is Cherry AK crossed with Smuckers. Um, very cherry smelling, obviously. The AK, the Cherry AK, I think the AK comes from kind of like an industrial smelling, kind of like gun oil kind of smell, and I definitely get that a little bit. It's kind of like I don't know, it's really hard to describe. Very cherry, very AK. That's just, I don't know. That's it. Definitely, there is some like you can definitely understand why they call it Smuckers or why there's Smuckers in it. But it is very cherry heavy. probably wasn't very descriptive, but I'm not the best at that stuff. So like,
That.
Well,
it's a very descriptive name for you for the strain. You know what I mean? It's cherry berry.
Mm-hmm.
What more can you say?
so when I was on my OPP kick there, when I was weed poor and getting, you know, welfare weed, as G3 put it, you helped me out with a bunch of them. That was definitely the best one. I mean, there were others that were very
Right.
good, but like this one was just, it was special. Really was. Like as soon as you open the jar, it just hit you with all these. Like again, I don't know if I would call it cherry. I would just call it like. Okay, we'll call it cherry.
It's kind of like the
For lack of better description.
the little trees air freshener cherry. Like it's not like a like it's a very
It was a very strong smell that like I couldn't quite put my finger on. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. That's why I have such a hard time describing it. It's just like
I find the best ones are like that too, where they're just
definitely
like I can't quite put my finger on what
right.
it is that makes this so delicious smelling. You know?
But it's always very familiar. Like it tickles your brain. Like you're like, I know
Yeah,
this, and I can't put my finger on it.
for sure.
But yes, it's always something that's like, I know this. What is it?
Yeah, maybe
So
like
fun.
that red car air freshener, like you were saying, and
Right.
maybe that was it. It was just like
Mixed with like oil, you know?
yeah, gas and
Like an old
grease.
car, like an old
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
Like you get like the air freshener, the oil, maybe a little bit of gas,
I
little
like that.
coolant. Yeah.
Well, it was awesome, and you know, I tip my hat to you on the job you did on that one. So,
Appreciate you.
I mean, yeah, just definitely had to get you on the show after sampling some of your herb. You know, like you're now like as vetted of a grower as it gets. I've actually sampled what's come out of your tent,
Well,
and
thank you.
like it's man, like
It's the plants, it's not me. Give credit to the plants, all right?
it's the plants, but
And
it's
the
also
breeders, and the breeders. I always pay it back to the breeders.
the breeders and the plants
Mhm.
for sure. But again,
If it was
like
seedsman
so,
genetics, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
fair point. Fair point. Like a lot does go into the breeding of the special ones for sure. But like you were able to bring out all those qualities in her, and that requires skill. It just goes to show that like I know I've said it before, but I want to repeat it and drive the point home for all you people listening out there that the best weed in the world right now is being grown at home in someone's tent.
100%.
It's not even close.
100%.
Because the love,
Yeah,
so much love,
Dedication, the time, the money.
attention. Mm-hmm.
it's even so it's so much more than that too. It's like it's the seeds that you can choose to grow because you're not bound by all these market restrictions. You know what I mean? Where it's like THC percentage is the only fucking thing that matters. And there's so much more to the plant. We know, like the what do they call it? The full spectrum effects. Like
Rip. Yep.
you need the whole plant. It's not just THC. It's like there's lots of other cannabinoids. You need all of them. Yeah, it's just we are so lucky as growers that we get the freedom to decide. You know, like well, even though this one isn't like particularly high in THC, I mean, shit, we don't even get the testing. Like, it's just, we just base it on like what smokes the best, what gets us the most high. You know what I mean?
We don't even base it on that. We base it completely on anecdotal evidence and what the breeders tell us.
Yep.
I
We
mean,
do. We do.
it's completely based in trust. And I mean, if you look into it a little bit, you can see maybe some pictures from other people who've grown it and maybe get some stories of other people who've grown it. But a lot of time, it's a blind date.
It's helpful to know your breeder.
It is.
Study them. That's why I like Duke Diamond. He's a great guy. A lot of great
Definitely.
strains.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Puts in the effort.
I
It's obvious.
I did
Documented.
put a message to him. I'd love to get him back on, just see what he's up to. But
Mhm.
I want to give credit where credit's due here. Howling, always funny, man. He says the best weed is definitely not in my home.
Oh my gosh. So that's very specifically how howling grows. He tells his plants that they're the most horrible things on the planet, and they work their asses off to prove him wrong. And they always turn out incredibly beautiful. So
I think he
he
just
just
sells
has a
himself
very
short.
particular skill.
He's negging the plants.
He negs his plants, and they just turn out absolutely stunning.
That's so funny.
I've tried it a couple
You're
times.
just
It's worked.
mid. You're just nothing but mids.
That's funny.
And then they just pop out off extra trichomes just to prove you wrong.
Just to prove you wrong. Like, fine. Here we go. I'm going to grow out of spite now.
I'll show him. That's some funny shit.
What are you smoking on?
Good question.
Yeah, Cap, what you got?
Good question. I got some grape juice number 2 tonight, which was just recently trimmed, literally 2 nights ago. I've had it in bins since the harvest. You got to just get to them when you get to them, kind of thing.
Was it the grape juice number 1 that you had before? And
Correct,
this is
yeah.
This is the second one? Okay.
This one's number 2, but and it's interesting too, because we've been talking about how the photo periods they develop over time in the jars. Like this one, on my first smoke, my first sample of it, I wasn't particularly enamored with her. Had a little bit of like a musty taste.
Yep.
I don't know how else to describe it, but like not the most pleasant thing. So I think it just had a little excess moisture in there too. Wasn't as dried as she could have been. Wasn't along in the cure yet. But now, man, this one's definitely better than number 1. This one might be as good if not better than Cherry Banana Bomb number 1, which is saying a lot.
What?
I know.
Interesting.
I know. I did not think that would happen. Not at all. But yeah, it's very, very gassy. I mean, there's like a note of grape to it. Maybe that Big League Chew artificial grape note, but it's 90% gas on this one, which I love. Just something a little different. I did not expect it to be all gas, But the one thing too, and again I've said it before, this one more so than the others is very fluffy consistency wise. Like there's no stems in it. It's all bud. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. For me, it's a very tactile thing, weed. You pick it up before you put it in the bowl. And if it doesn't feel pleasing to the touch, that's big points off for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It has to be like that kinetic sand, and it has to be
I know exactly what you're talking
just
about. Yeah.
very fluffy and velvety. Some strains I find they have the little stems all throughout the bud.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm?
A lot of those longer, those narrower leaf varieties, as they call them, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they usually have a lot of those
A little
little,
more stemmy.
yeah. Honestly, the cherry berry was kind of like that, but I don't know. She kind of made up for it in other ways.
Oh, 100%.
But I don't know.
That one was all
I definitely
about
know what
flavor,
you're talking
you know?
about.
Like that one just was exemplary for its smell and taste. I think you could overlook a lot when you have extremely high marks in those categories.
For sure.
But yeah, overall package, man, this one's a 9+ out of 10. Easy. Would grow again.
Wow.
The grape juice. So
I had the pleasure of trying that one as well, right?
I think you did,
90%
but
sure, yeah.
I
That
think
one really, it was pretty fresh though, and it
Yeah,
reminded me
I gotta
of
give you more.
grape Tootsie Pop. Like it was literally like grape and like a Tootsie Roll, like little bit of chocolate,
All
artificial
right. See,
chocolate.
that was the
Um,
must. That's what I was describing as
right,
must.
right. Well,
But yeah, now that it's definitely dried and cured more, I'd love to give you a little more. So,
yeah, sounds good.
Pennsylvania Tent Pirate meetup, we will do that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we definitely should.
For sure.
Anytime.
For
Anytime.
sure.
East
For
Coast
sure.
meetup.
What do you got tonight, G3?
I have this golden goat, which I know I was like not convinced about her before. I changed my mind. I fucking love her now.
Yeah, I love that.
She's really changed and cured quite a bit. And now she is just beautiful on the nose. She has different effects on different people. I've had people tell me that she like turns their brain off, but she doesn't go that far for me. She like quiets the external nonsense so that I can actually hear myself, which is nice. So I guess it just turns my brain down a little. So yeah, I like her. She really just needed to mature and cure. And it just goes to show me, especially with photo periods, they are not autoflowers. Like we were talking before, that sweet spot for finding your terpenes with autos. It's not like that with photos. I really find that, at least for me, I need to make myself wait for the cure to really have her develop. I need to be patient. It's worth the wait. It's worth it. Just wait.
For sure.
Agreed.
Yeah. So
Always
a good lesson.
take like half the jar or whatever you got, and then allow yourself to have half of it right away or whatever, and then the other half just put it away, and come back to it in a couple months or whatever.
Right, which is such a crazy thing to think about as a person who primarily grew autoflowers, and now I'm really starting to kind of love photos
Right.
for these kinds of reasons, is this kind of shelf longevity and things like that. Because I don't know if an autoflower would last as long as a photo does. It certainly wouldn't mature. It doesn't mature and cure
Right.
to the
Right.
same degree that
doesn't,
photos
and
do.
I've grown, like, I always find I don't know what it is, but like I grow bigger autos that yield more than photos do. You know what I mean? Like it's easy for me to like, not easy, but like every once in a while I'll grow like a 6-ounce auto, 7-ounce auto flower, and it's just like I don't smoke 7 ounces in like that one strain in like a couple months. You know, it doesn't last that long. And then
This is the
I'm
guy
left
who
with
was weed poor for.
you know what I mean? It's just not as
I know,
pleasurable as it could be when you're
Yep.
smoking like what amounts to stale weed in a jar.
Right.
Like it's
I,
not as
I
good
do
as it
feel
once
like it
was.
gets that stale flavoring where you open the jar and all of the jars kind of smell the same. It kind of gives
Yeah.
that like
Smells like an
old
autoflower.
weed
Whatever
smell. And
that
you're
may
just
be.
like,
Yeah.
and it's fine to smoke and the effects will work. And it's just not like it was.
Well,
It's not the whole package.
Right.
That's again. I think I think we're identifying a quality of autoflowers here that like breeders may not be thinking about yet. And I encourage all of our autoflower breeders out there in the audience to consider this as part of your selection process, like if that's even a possibility for you in the way you have to breed. So yeah, I don't know, that's one thing we can work on. Autos are still a work in progress.
Got to give credit to Strawberry Milk and Cookies.
Oh yeah,
Give credit to Daz because I've had that sitting in a jar for 3 months, and it's not as good as when it was fresh, but it definitely has not faded like the other autoflowers have.
interesting.
Very impressed with that one. Very impressed.
Love that one.
Probably the best, one of the best autos I've done so far, other than Alebrije.
Easily top 3.
For sure, for sure.
I mean, I put like Blue Zaroso in like that same tier. I grew both of them multiple times, and they were consistent, and like I got the same plant like from the,
Right.
seeds, which is crazy with autos. You just like
Yeah, for sure.
so that's cool. Like I just think some breeder out there is gonna hear me. I know it. But yeah, I don't know. The auto, what were we talking about before that? I feel like we got sidetracked.
Just Golden Goat and how
Oh
wonderful
yeah,
she
dude,
is.
isn't that one of your favorites?
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I actually right over here on the wall next to me, I have a little print from Pharmaceutical RX. Probably seen the same one. It's from one of the state dispensaries.
Yeah.
It's of Golden Goat.
Mhm.
Huge fan of Golden Goat. I did the Orange Gasm, which is Platinum Tangy crossed with Golden Goat, and that's another one that really benefits from a longer cure. I've had one in a jar since Thanksgiving, and it just gets better and better and better. Um, and
Love that.
I haven't cured anything that long.
It's amazing. Now I can actually share this with you now that I'm not embarrassed by it.
What? What's that?
The golden goat.
Oh yeah.
No, it's good.
I mean, she
It
like
just
wasn't your favorite the whole time, G3.
It wasn't.
That's
I
what's
mean,
crazy.
I love the strain itself, but like the plant was not my favorite until
super
just very
interesting watching
recently.
it grow, seeing the
Mhm.
pictures that you shared.
Yeah, she was bonkers on so many levels. Like, what a
Right.
crazy ass plant she was. Like,
Well,
wouldn't flip. And then she had all those weird mutations, and her structure was just bonkers. She was a crazy plant. And I was like, girl, what are you doing? It was nuts.
have you grown golden goat then, Skunk?
No, the closest I've come to it is the Orange Gasm. And Blanche. I did do Blanche. Blanche was one of the Golden Girls from Irie Genetics, and that was Blue Raspberry Truffle crossed with Golden Goat. That one is phenomenal. Very much like a, I don't know, Blue Jolly Rancher.
Ooh.
Very candy. I did another strain by Irie and it was Candylicious, and what I found was that Blanche was more candy flavored than the Candylicious. So I found that interesting.
Yeah.
Candylicious really wasn't candy at
It
all.
wasn't that candylicious, really. I don't know.
Not really.
Interesting.
It was good, but it wasn't. I don't know if it was candy, but it was good.
Cool. And that's Rasta Jeff, right?
Yep.
All that stuff is, for those who want to know, Irie Genetics,
I do have a thing for Golden Goat crosses. I have a lot of them. I just one at a time. At some point, it would be cool to do a mixed tent of just Golden Goat crosses and just see
Oh yeah.
if you can like find the Golden Goat out of all of them in the end. You know what I mean? Like pick out the Golden Goat in each of the different crosses. Yeah, that might be a fun idea in the future to do.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool.
It would.
I could totally get behind that. That's a lot of terpenoline when you're done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like,
You gotta
realistically-
pick like the right crosses to that, and hope that you get like that side of the cross and not But see,
a little variety.
that's his thing. That's Rasta Jeff's thing is crossing Golden Goat with everything. So
Well, if they all turn out like my girl did, then I'll get behind them.
same here.
Oh, that's
The
I
Orange
was out-
Gasm's great.
She won me over, like hard.
like we said, you just got to give them time sometimes, to really let them shine.
Get to know
But,
them. Grow them twice if you can. If you have the opportunity, take a cut and do it again. And what do they say? It takes like 3 rounds to really get to know a cultivar well enough to like even begin to dial it in to where it needs to be. No one plays by those rules, but that's what they say.
Well, the more you grow it, I'm sure
No
the
one has
better
time for that.
You can
so.
grow it.
Right. I'm like a one and done kind of girl.
Just fuck them and chuck them, right?
Yeah.
Just, that's so like you. No, it's
That's
just I'm just
hilarious.
playing. But so one of the things you mentioned, you are a dry herb vapor, right? Is
This is
that what you
correct.
call it?
This is correct. This is my primary mode
So you're
of
not
consumption.
not smoking. You're not smoking joints. No
I do
bongs.
I do
No.
smoke. I do smoke. All right, so I used to smoke, then I exclusively dryer vaped, um, and then I kind of came back to smoking once I came to cultivating, or allegedly cultivating, because obviously this is all in Minecraft. When I
Not real.
started allegedly cultivating in Minecraft, it kind of like changed, and I felt the need to also consume in other ways, not just vaping. I mean, honestly, the biggest reason for vaping was actually because of the cost from buying it from the dispensary. Um, I know the PA dispensary prices have kind of come down a little bit, but when I was, um, you know, a consumer of the program, it was expensive,
Oh
$60
yeah.
an eighth, and I just, what am I don't, $60 an eighth, what is that, like 3.5 grams? I don't know, it's like three joints, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That won't
Like, what am
last
I supposed
very
to do with
long. That
that?
doesn't medicate me very much.
For
Yeah.
$60? Um,
$20 a joint.
right. So that's pretty much why I started vaping, is because vaping consumes considerably less flour. Um, and at the time, I was eating it when I was done, because the cool thing about dryer vaping is that it decarboxylates the flour, and then you're able to ingest the flour like an edible. It's nasty. It tastes like burnt popcorn, but there's ways around that. You can do things called water curing. You can water cure your AVB. AVB stands for already vaped bud. You can water cure it, and what that means is you basically put the AVB in a bowl of water, and the water, since cannabinoids aren't really water soluble, the water will extract all of the nasty taste out of the AVB and leave you with just tasteless material essentially, and that you can use that. And I have
We
a
just called it like
considerable amount
volcano
of
poo.
AVB that needs to be
Ooh,
utilized for something.
Yeah. Wow.
um, yeah,
wow.
You could make a pillow out of it.
for sure, for sure.
I
So what
mean,
do you typically do with it afterwards? Like I've heard people that like stir it into yogurt or
So I haven't really done anything with it recently, just because trim, I can just make stuff with trim now, so it's kind of, I don't know. But typically, what I would do is just sprinkle it on a piece of pizza. Yogurt, like you said, is fine. Um, you could just raw dog it. I've done that a few times. Just
yeah.
sprinkle it in there. Just drink some water real quick. Peanut butter and jelly is really, really easy. That's a really easy way to get it down. Um, really, the jelly really blocks out the taste. The worst part is getting it stuck in your teeth. If you're gonna do something with it, I'd really recommend just infusing it into some sort of oil or something. I wouldn't just like eat it like that.
you could make like a tincture.
You can, yeah, for
I would
sure,
think like that.
for
I
sure.
mean, like
That would probably be
extract.
or some sort
Yeah.
of alcohol extraction maybe. I forget what they call it. There's a specific name for it that you make with like Everclear and AVB, and it's some sort of, I forget what they call it. There's a specific name.
Oh man,
Um,
me and my friends used to call it potka. That's not the medical term, but it was, yeah, the alcohol that gets you high is what it
that's
is.
funny.
It was green colored, and we used like spent. We called it volcano poo.
Hmm.
You know, back in
Yeah,
back in the day, it was just like the brown like
right.
brick that you were done with after the volcano was through with it. You know,
Hmm.
and yeah, you can. There's still cannabinoids left
Right.
because it doesn't all volatilize or decarboxylate, which I don't know. I've always found, and maybe it's just the devices I've used, the methods I've tried to vape with, they don't hit the right spot. They don't like tickle my brain in the
I've
right
heard it
way.
all. I've heard it doesn't hit hard enough. I've heard that it tastes bad, that it tastes like popcorn. I've heard it all. It all really comes down to getting the right device. A lot of people start out with a device like the PAX. The PAX 3 is a very common device. Um, there's some other ones out there. There is a really popular one called the Firefly 2. I'm pretty sure they're defunct now. I don't think they're around anymore
And these are like
for good
handheld.
reasons. Yeah, these are like handheld devices. Another common handheld device is the Stores and Bickle Mighty. Now they updated it to the Mighty Plus. That's a great device. I had the Mighty. I upgraded it to the This is the Stores and Bickle Venti. This is like the newest
All right, yeah,
portable they
I was
have.
looking at them on the 420 sales, you know.
The biggest
Yeah, and
advantage for the storage products is, for me personally, is having these little dosing capsules, so I can fill 8 of these for the day or for a couple of days. They hold about a tenth of a gram, which is like exactly what I need. And I can just pop one in there and use my vape, and it heats up pretty quickly,
That's
about
great.
20
So you
seconds,
got like your
I think.
that's like your
20,
reload,
40, 20 to 40 seconds, something like that.
like your six
Yeah,
shooter.
yep. Yeah, it's 6 shooter.
You just
Little
pop
pea
it, pop it
shooter.
in.
Yep.
You just need a reload. Just pop a new cap
I
back
carry
in.
I
and
carry around a little leather
boom.
holster. It's the little
Yeah,
circle,
that's so
like
funny.
this, like the boomers with like the cell phone holders. They got it hanging
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the
There's
same
just
thing.
like a little button on the side. You
Yep.
just like whip it open and
Yep.
spin it around your finger real quick.
Put it back in.
Put it back in real fast.
Yep.
Like the fastest reload in the East. I've never
Just
seen anyone reload a venti as fast as him.
Yep.
Skunk the Kid.
so how big are the capsules? They're pretty small, right?
They are pretty small. They hold a tenth of a gram. They're about the size of like your thumbnail, I would say.
Okay.
And you just take the top off, dump out the old one. I think I already dumped it out, and you just put it in there, and put the top on, and then turn it on, and then spin that out, and then it'll vibrate when it's ready to go. Turns green too. I usually vape at 390 degrees Fahrenheit. Anywhere from 375 to 390 is a good spot for me. Um, it is worth mentioning I do have asthma, so like that is another reason I vape. I
Cool.
can smoke. I can smoke a joint just fine, but I
Prefer not to.
can't do it all day long. Like I can't chain smoke joints like some people do. I can't do it. Um, but I have no problem with the vapes. Um, Another vape that's a really great device is the Dynavap. Um, the biggest difference between this device and the Dynavap is that the Dynavap um, can be butane powered, so you can heat it up with a torch, and it's pretty similar to. A lot of people compare it to smoking because you're using a torch. Okay, like it's a familiar feeling. You're using a
Yeah, yeah.
flame. Um, they come with you can get a dugout for them, and it's like similar to like a dugout and a bat. Um,
Yeah, I mean, you gave me one that I've
mhm.
been playing with that I do like it a lot.
It
you
takes
know?
time to figure out. It does take time
Learning
to figure
curve.
out. There's a learning curve. The quickest way around the learning curve is to go out and get an induction heater. An induction heater eliminates the use of using a torch. You can just put the thing in there, and it'll
Oh,
heat up for you. And the way Dynavaps work is when it heats up, it'll click, and when it clicks,
yeah, I
you can
like that.
inhale. Um,
So simple.
It's
right.
a
It's
I do
super
like
simple.
that.
Yeah,
There's
just
no batteries. There's not really
yeah,
anything that can fail. Um, I love things that are made in America. It's made in America. It's made in Wisconsin.
cool.
Yeah. Um,
You know, I don't know if it could replace like the one hitter. You know, as I'm old school. Like I'm using the one hitter still constantly on the go with the dugout
right.
and stuff. Like again, just because of the way you have to heat it, I'm not sure if it could replace that. Like
That
on
I
the
mean
go.
that is kind of like why I sometimes have to use my venti. Like
Yeah,
why I'll
I
grab this
gotcha.
instead. Like if I'm going hiking or something, if it's really cold out, I can't hike with the Dynavap because it's too cold to use a torch. And a lot of
Gotcha.
times when I'm going hiking, I'm going backpacking, and when I'm going backpacking, I'm worried about weight, and I don't want to carry an induction heater and a bunch of batteries. So what I'll do in the summertime is I'll bring a Dynavap and I'll bring a torch, and I'll bring a little bit of ground herb, and it's perfect. Super lightweight, it's perfect. Some of the Dynavaps are made out of titanium, makes it even more lightweight. Um, but in the wintertime or something, it's just better off having some sort of electronic device. And it really comes down to just spend the money, get a good device. If you can't spend the money right now, then just save up. It's just what I tell people. I don't know if you're paying $50 an eighth right now, save up a couple of those eighth, you know, money separations that you made or whatever, and go and buy a vape. Because you'll make that money back in the long run by using less herb. For sure. Pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, good advice.
And if it doesn't hit hard enough, you can get a ball vape. And that's where like the current state of affairs is in the vape game. That's like the new thing.
Ball vape.
Ball vape.
What is
Hot
it?
balls.
Yeah.
Very hot
Hot
balls.
Oh god.
Hot balls.
Oh god.
The ball vape is essentially like an e-nail system. Like an e-nail where you have like a dab coil or whatever. This is a very similar thing. This is the O'Connell Woodworks TKO. This is a very small company out of Oklahoma. Just a regular single dude doing everything out of his garage, I believe.
Okay.
The way this works is there's a coil around here that is hot, and inside of this head are balls. I believe I have ruby balls in this one.
Ruby.
So when I say balls, I mean like terp marbles, that
Gotcha.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
probably
Yeah.
3 millimeter, 4 millimeter, somewhere around there. And this is hot, so what you do is you take this and you put this on your bowl, and this bowl is holds about a quarter of a gram, and you just set that right on there like that. And the hit you get from this is very similar to like a bong rip.
Oh yeah, holy shit.
And for what it's worth,
And
I have
it's
mine.
literally a bong rip too. You're using a bong.
I have mine turned down quite a bit right now, just so I can talk. Because if I turn it up a little bit too much, I'll just start coughing for like the next half hour. So I have it turned down to 390 degrees. If you really wanted to turn it up a notch
Okay.
and be like borderline combustion, you're looking at like 425. And if you hit that 425 mark, at least on my specific PID, my heater unit, you're kind of like borderlining that combustion area. So borderlining the combustion area still isn't necessarily good. You're still going to get some of those not so good
It's still,
byproducts.
it tastes good.
At higher temperatures, it really doesn't.
It doesn't
You really
taste
want
like
to,
balls.
you know,
You don't
Captain.
taste, you don't taste the
Unfortunately,
hot balls at
well,
all.
fortunately, I don't know what balls taste like, so I don't know how to answer that question for you. If I had a guess, probably not. Right now, all I can taste is cherries from the cherry
Hell
berry.
yeah, hell yeah.
Um,
No, man, it looked like a real bong rip to me, you know. And what's so?
And if you really want to take a bong rip, then just turn it up and combust the flower. You can do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people use hemp wick. Well, why even bother using the hemp wick when if you can just turn up your ball vape and just burn your flower? I mean, it's kind of like not what you want to do, but like if you buy the thing and you're like, this is stupid, just turn it up and burn your flower then, all right? Like,
Just hot ball
Yeah.
vape rips.
mhm.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm like, I gotta try this device, this ball vape thing, because this really intrigues me as someone who obviously, like, I'm a bong guy,
Right.
but I'm 40 now. You know, like I can't be smoking 16 inchers my whole life, like in one like fell
Right.
swoop here. Like it hurts my lungs, you know, and I tend to cough a lot more than I used to, for sure. And it's just like it does wear on you. So like, The cones have been nice, but it's still like by the end of the cone, you're smoking like this rezzed up kind of like it makes you cough a lot.
Hmm.
I
I think
did notice you coughed a little bit.
I do. Yeah. For what it's worth, I do have asthma, and
Gotcha.
another thing is this piece. All right, just to demonstrate, this is the piece that I just ripped out of, and typically I use this unit right here,
Oh
which
wow.
is a little bit bigger, provides a little bit more cooling. So yeah, I mean you will cough, but like I don't know how you're not gonna cough. Like I don't know.
I
The
mean, I
Dynavap,
think
like
that, I think
I
that's
don't
just some of the
I don't cough a whole lot with my Dynavaps. A whole lot. I think
okay.
it's just because it's not as much vapor. It's a smaller amount. A Dynavap only really holds 0.1 grams. It's a smaller amount. Um,
Do you
kind of
feel like
just
vapor makes you cough more than smoke does? Do you cough
it,
more from vaping than
it's a
from
different
Has to
combustion?
be less.
It's a different kind of cough. Like I feel like I don't want to be gross, but I feel like when I smoke and I cough, there's like particulates. Like if I smoke a joint. If I vape, there's not really any particulates. You know what I mean? Like it's just an irritation. Like if you were to inhale like a dry, the opposite of steam, just dry vapor. Um, there's
It's
ways
like
around that. Obviously, using a water piece helps, but I don't know. You definitely cough less, for sure. At least I personally do. Um,
That's what I want to hear. Can we take
but
a
the biggest benefit for me personally is the taste. I kind of think it's funny when people describe like when they smoke and they're like, "Oh yeah, I taste this and this and this," and it's like I don't even know how you could possibly taste that because you've never vaped it. If you vaped it, you would
mm,
actually be like, "Holy cow, dude! Like I can actually taste cherries." You know what I mean? Like I do understand. I've smoked strains and I can taste cherries. I can
totally.
taste orange. Like I can taste it, but it's nowhere near the taste of a vape, a ball vape specifically. Um, there's two different kinds of vapes. There's convection vapes and conduction vapes. You probably want to go the convection route if you're more of like a flavor chaser. I don't convection meaning like so the way this vape works is as I inhale, the air goes through the top, gets pulled through the heater and heats the herb like a convection oven. That would be different than conduction. Conduction would essentially be the coil sitting around the bowl and heating up the bowl itself. This is a little bit different. This is hot air vaporizing the flower, if that makes sense, compared to it sitting in an actual hot bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't like the PAX 3 is a great example of a conduction vape. You pack that little thing tight and then you put the thing on it and that little bowl heats up. It's not really being heated up by any sort of airflow or draw. Um,
It
yeah,
makes sense that it would
Mm-hmm.
taste. I mean, like your argument makes sense to me. Like
because you're not destroying all those terpenes. I mean, you're
yeah. Like so, I always found like one of the best ways to judge the flavor of something is to either roll a joint or pack a cone, and then get that like that dry pull.
mhm.
Before you even light it, and you're pulling on that joint, and you're getting all those terpenes just with air.
Yep, yep. It's
Now,
very similar to that. It's very similar to that.
when you heat that air, but not to the point of
Yeah.
combustion, you're only I'm magnifying the terps. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You're just like yeah, it makes sense.
And it goes pretty quick. I mean, this is not gonna, you're not gonna be sitting down for like 15 minutes getting a super terpy session. I mean, after you inhale, like after I take two puffs through my venti, I'm kind of borderlining that like popcorn taste that some people don't like. I've come quite I actually kind of like the taste now. It's kind of like coffee to me. Like a lot of people don't like coffee until they drink it every day, and then all of a sudden you can like start picking out the different nuances of the coffee. It's very similar to that. It's kind of like a nutty popcorn flavor.
Cool.
And it really does just kind of depend on what vape you have. If you have a good vape, I find that like the taste isn't nearly as bad. Um, I don't know why. Personally, I don't know why.
That's cool. Well, so one of the other questions I had about that setup with like the coil is that so is that hot constantly? Do you have that on like all the time? Like some people leave their like dab rig coils
Yeah,
just on.
I don't. I
You know
don't
what I
because I
mean?
have three cats, and if I had three cats and that thing was on, my house would probably be not here anymore. So I
Ashes.
have to turn it off.
Gotcha. But it,
A
it
lot of
doesn't take
times,
long to heat up.
no, it takes about probably 2 minutes to heat up, and I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm not like a ball vape professional. My thing is more Dynavap. There are definitely
You could have
newer
fooled me,
and
man.
newer and more updated devices out there with more features. There's some new tech like wireless ball vapes where you don't even have the cord and you can just go up and grab the thing and walk off with it and go sit down on your couch. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, what was your question again?
Oh, just like I guess my like I don't know. You seem like you know a lot about these devices, man. There are an awful lot of them on the market too. Like
Right.
what would you recommend for like a beginner too? Like again, that's a big thing. Is that there's a huge learning curve for these,
Right.
and like
Cannabis
I
hardware is a
want to get into them, but I also want it to be something that like yeah, I don't have to like you know learn from scratch basically.
right, right. There's all right, so there's a couple different routes you can go. Personally, I went the DIY route. So I'm a DIY person. I like tinkering. I like making my own stuff. My setup is pretty much kind of like built by me. Yes, I bought pieces from some people, but like everything is kind of put together by me. Everything works the way I need it to
Cool.
work. Um, if I was gonna start someone out, I'd probably send them to a company called Cannabis Hardware. I think that's what they're going by now. Honestly, um, I don't even have my Instagram to look anymore, so that's unfortunate. But
Oh, that hurts.
typically
I'll look it up for
I
you.
would reference people to my neighborhood skunk Instagram account. Maybe one day if it ever gets put back where it should be, you can go on my account and I literally had probably 300 to 500 pictures of dryer vapes of their various companies, different styles. Um, there's some great guys out there if you just Google, Ball Vape Guide 2025.
Cool.
There's a guy named 420 Vape Zone. He does a really nice comparison guide on what's out there right now. Um, Honestly, if anyone has questions,
So
find me on
it's
Discord.
not that
Find me
hard.
on Discord.
All right.
Find
All
me
right.
on Discord. I'll talk to anybody. I'll help you out.
If we can grow these
Push you in the right
plants,
direction.
we can dry herb vaporize them
Right,
like
right,
professionals too.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
I love
I
it,
love
man.
the idea of dryer vaping. I really do.
Yeah,
But
no,
I
It's
really,
I
that
have to.
popcorn smell really gets to me.
I totally understand. I totally get it.
Yeah.
It's going to evolve, especially over the next 5 to 10 years. I do think that vaping could become like the next dab scene. Like,
Hmm.
it is kind of its own scene right now, vaping. Um, Definitely its own scene.
Yes.
But I think it's going to become a bigger scene. I think there's going to be less people smoking, um, which is good because another thing about vaping is you can also kind of pick out bad flower from good flower easier than you can from
Mm,
smoking. Whether it's in the dry, whether it's in tasting actual fertilizer and chemicals and nasty stuff when you vape the flower, it's easier to tell good flower from bad flower when it comes to vaping, which is great for the consumer because then you can know what to buy and what not to buy in the future. Um,
interesting.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. I think anyone's got questions, they know the man to hit up.
Anytime.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, so would you recommend the easy route, like the stores in Bickle, the
So like a lot of people aspire to have a volcano, and I had a volcano, and I don't have a volcano anymore. And the reason I don't have a volcano anymore is for a couple of reasons. I didn't like inhaling out of a plastic bag. Is kind of a problem. I mean, yes, my venti is plastic, but it's not a plastic bag. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different. And that could just be
Yeah,
like I
the
don't have any
bags
like
are
evidence
annoying as
that like
shit,
I'm
man.
inhaling plastic bag. Like I don't know, but like
It's that
it's
like
a it's it, you know
cellophane plastic too.
I,
It's not,
I
you know.
consume cannabis for medical reasons, and I don't know of any other medicine, whether, like homeopathic medicine or Western medicine, that is like comes in a plastic bag that you inhale out of. So I don't know, man. The
That's
other issue is just kind of outdated tech. A volcano is like what, 300, 400, $500 depending on the model you get,
yeah,
and you
at
can
least.
buy a kick-ass ball vape for like that or less. I mean, for $500, you could probably get a really nice, like, you could buy, like, or you could build, like, a custom kit. You could contact someone who makes, like, handles. Like, my friend made this handle for me out of wood, so I have his handle on. Like, you can, like, find people to get stuff from. You
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah. That's
get, like,
cool.
a stand, a custom stand for your thing to
That's
sit
cool.
on, and, like, it's about supporting the community. And I don't know. There's just something special
Nice.
about supporting the community too. I mean, you can go the route and buy like I'm not knocking it because I have a storage and pickle my or venti, so I totally get it. Like
I'm
there's a
just
time there's a
talking
time and a place for everything.
accessibility. You know, like
Um,
if like
if you
the
if you can use the internet, if
I
you can
just
use
want
the
to.
internet and you can get something shipped to your house, and you're primarily going to use it at home, figure out how to get a ball vape. That's really the way to do it. If you're going to use it with a piece, like some sort of water piece. If you're not, if you're going to be super portable, consider the Dynavap. If you're not going to have batteries, if you're not going to have power, consider the Dynavap. I use the Dynavap daily for legit 5 years. Like every single day, I use the Dynavap. I can use it with my eyes closed. They click, but like I go beyond the click. I can just like abuse it. I can heat it up without having to worry about the click and just know when to stop. And yeah, I just figure out really if you can figure out how to use a Dynavap, I'm telling you, it's really something else. And there's
Right.
different ones
Oh
out
yeah.
now. I use the smaller ones, the 10th gram ones. They make bigger ones now. Um, I don't think they work as well personally, but they do make the bigger ones. I like the smaller ones. That's what she said.
Caught me off guard there. That's funny. Well, I'm certain. I certainly have a lot to look into, man. And
For sure. It's
the
it's
the
a whole new world.
Dynavap
It really is.
is like that's like not expensive at all, right? I mean,
No,
we're one of those.
they're
You know.
pretty. I think you can get in the game for like $50.
All right.
Anywhere from like
Yeah,
30
yeah.
to 50. And all right, so here's another shout out. There's a Discord called the N Exchange, um, based off of a Reddit page called Vaporents. And that Reddit page is dedicated to dryer vapes. There used to be a page called the Ent Exchange on Reddit, and it was taken down.
Of
Um,
course, got zucked.
and another local homie actually set up a Discord, a new Ent Exchange, and they're approaching on 17,000 members. And the Ent Exchange is a
Wow.
place to buy and sell used gear. So you can go on there and you can find a used Dynavap that someone's selling for, I don't know, 20, 30, $40. Help out someone else in the community who doesn't need the stuff anymore, and then get yourself a piece of gear that you know works because someone else had it. So again, if anyone needs an invite to that community, let me know. I'll get you in there.
Cool.
Um, there's Puffco's stuff in there. There's glass in there. There's dryer
That's
vapes. It's,
awesome.
it's a great place to be. Obviously
Oh,
not a lot of smoking stuff because what are you gonna sell? Us papers? There's nothing there though.
yeah, right.
But great place to buy some vapes if you can't
That's cool.
afford something new, which who can these days?
We can
A
all
lot of my stuff is off the N Exchange. A lot of it actually,
stand to save a couple bucks. You
for
know,
sure.
every one of us. Well,
And
that's
it's
awesome.
Ent Exchange, right? ENT.
Correct,
ENT.
Like
correct, correct.
like the
Like Lord
tree
of the
herders.
Rings, like Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings. Yep,
The
yep,
tree herders.
yep.
How very appropriate.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, I very much appreciate the little rundown of this whole new frontier of kind of vaporizing, which I think is worth checking out. Like I
All right.
love that it's just like you're using a bong. It looks like a bong rip, like that. You know, I don't like the balls so much. Like the balls part of it, not into. But
Gotta remove the
I don't know.
balls
Maybe,
somehow.
maybe I no. I'm just.
The ballless ball
We'll
vape,
call it a ruby vape.
ruby vape.
Ruby vape. You know, it has more of a ring to it.
And then you can even get into like what you put in there, like the different material. You can use rubies. You can use. I'm not going to tell people what to use because if you tell them to use the wrong thing, bad things happen. So I'm not even going to go down that road. But you
Interesting.
could put different things in there to get different heat properties. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Super customizable if you want it to be. It doesn't have to be that way.
Well, I love it. Let's shift back to
Hmm.
the growing, shall we?
Absolutely.
Real quick.
Let's go.
I know G3 has a thing. She wants. How long do you think you might need
It's
for
not
that?
super long. I mean, we're just gonna cover. We were gonna cover basically a brief synopsis of the endocannabinoid system,
Oh yeah.
and then just a covering of CBG and CBGA very quickly. So I don't know.
Oh,
It's like 5-10
I love
minutes.
that. Okay. We're going to cannabinoid school, but first I do want to learn a bit about your growing techniques, Skunk. Like what do you use? What's your medium?
Sure.
What kind of lights you working with? All that stuff.
I
Like
guess you could say I have living soil. I kind of don't like using that term just because I don't know. I don't really know what that means exactly. I think that definition is kind of fluid and it kind of changes a little bit depending on who you talk to. And if you say that to the wrong person, they'll get super angry at you. And, oh, it's not living soil. So I'm not going to go down that road. But there's living things in my soil. I'll say that. I use a lot of products from Bakashi Earthworks. A local friend of mine, past Florida Farms, showed me Bakashi Earthworks, kind of sent me down that path, and I've been using that stuff, and it's been working great for me. Um, I do teas like earthworm casting teas and stuff like that. Um, I use blue mats. I think that there's
that's
definitely
right.
living soil Karens
That
out
there
there.
100% are living soil
100%.
Karens
I'm
out there.
just gonna avoid that altogether. All right. There's living things in my soil, and that's all I'll
All right.
say. It's not
I
living
love it.
soil. There's just things living in it. I use blue mats. Um, that was a hard decision to make. It came down to like auto pots versus blue mats, and for me, blue mats were gonna be the better option. With blue mats, I feel like I use the drip rings with them. I'm gravity fed. Um, I don't know. I feel like with the auto pots, they can drink too much. Like I know that might sound stupid, but like maybe I
No,
don't want them to
that's
drink that much water.
I've heard that.
Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe I kind of want to like play with it a little bit. And with the
Totally
blue
valid.
mats, I can kind of like dial it in so that they're just, wet enough, but not too wet. And there's still a little bit of space in there where I can go in and hand water stuff in. Um, because I do still hand water. Like it's kind of like a hybrid approach. Like it's there when I need it. If I can't get it in the garden, it's good. You know what I mean? I don't gotta worry about anything. Um, but I'm trying to be in there and watering stuff in there and paying attention and doing stuff. You know what I mean? It's not really like I don't really do it as much for automation reasons as it is just like having help. Like it's not like complete automation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and there are problems with blue mats that I've run into, but I feel like when you're top watering like that, I had a kind of a small issue with fungus gnats for a little bit.
Mm.
I got some stuff from Build a Soil. It was
Okay.
it's like
The
fungus gnat I think it was called like WD-3000 or something like that. It was some sort of like bacterial agent to
It
mess with the
must have
fungus
been
gnats, slow them down a little bit, and it
B-
worked. It worked pretty well.
BTI.
Something like that.
That stuff from Microbe Life Hydro. I always
Basically,
forget what it's called, but like,
it's basically like mosquito dunks. Like you could
yeah,
probably just buy mosquito dunks.
yeah,
They're way cheaper. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like don't pay the build a soil tax. Just buy the mosquito
It's
dunks.
BTI. It's Bacillus thuringiensis israeliensis, and it's in every product that is out there to, you know, take care of fungus gnats. And I, for my money, the cheapest, strongest, most effective is that stuff from Microbe Life Hydro. It's called. Man, I got to go to the website, and it's like a condensed, liquefied version of that stuff. You can just put right in the res or in your lines in your blue mats. You know what I mean?
I do try to keep everything out of my lines. I do. That's the other thing about my thing is I primarily do spring water. I pretty much do all spring water. I haven't run anything else other than spring water. The cool thing about being in Pennsylvania is that there's a lot of springs nearby, and I go and I fill up every single week and get spring water and pour that into my blue mat reservoir. So I like to say that my garden is spring fed because it kind of is, but
I
it
know.
kind
I mean,
of it's
that's
cool.
awesome.
So like you
That's
got your
awesome.
living water for your living soil in
Well,
quotes.
life that has water,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
water that has life in it.
Yeah.
Right.
So this stuff's called BMC, biological mosquito control.
Okay.
But like it's the same
Yeah,
stuff.
same
It's
thing.
just,
Yeah.
it's used for a lot of purposes, but it's like very, very strong version of this stuff, like lab made. So highly recommended. Now, you just got new lights during the 420
I
sale,
did,
didn't
I
you?
did, I did. I got an
Yeah.
HLG light. I got the Diablo 750,
Hell
and I got a
yeah,
UVA bulb to go in there with it
man.
My
on that
That's awesome.
420 sale.
Well,
Yeah, and
so
it was a refurb light, so you know it was like it's the only way I could justify it. It's the only way.
love it. You got to jump on those sometimes when you see them. They are. I mean, like, again, like,
I looked at all the options and I looked at what is it called, like the tarantula or whatever. No, that's like the isn't that like the IPM light that they made? I'm talking about it's called like the Revolution or something.
yeah, it had like
What is that company called?
the
I'm
UV in it, right?
stupid right now.
It's Grandmaster LED, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. The one with like the where you can change the spectrum and whatnot. I
Yeah.
looked at those. Those were pretty cool, but I don't know. For the price, I just couldn't beat the HLG. But we'll see. See what happens in the future. I feel like I'll be one of those people that experiments with lights in the future. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, I mean, you said a Diablo?
Yeah,
That's
750.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And those are that like red spec, right? The R
I didn't
spec.
get the R spec. I was looking at the R spec one. I don't know. They change models all the time, so like you just gotta go look at the
Okay.
website.
Huh. Don't
They're
matter.
always
Don't
making new
matter.
models and changing stuff around and then bringing back new old models and stuff. So
Man, you're
um,
gonna crush it with an upgraded light. I just have a feeling. And you said you got added UV?
I mean, I will be. I ordered that with I guess HLG has some sort of like add-on lamp that like
That's
clips
cool.
into their other light, and that provides some sort of UV spectrum. Um, I don't know. We'll see what happens with it.
I,
It's worth
yeah,
exploring.
I
It's worth
think it is.
exploring. I don't know that much about it. I'll be completely honest with you, but hey, just a home grower here.
We all have to fuck around and find out a little bit, you know.
Probably know more than Burner, so
There you go, dude. I think you do. I think you grow better weed than he does too. I mean, hands
probably.
down, man. Hands down. So yeah, like so you're a quote unquote living soil guy. You know, you got automated watering, not a bottom water system, but from the top.
Right.
I mean, do you do any like microbe teas or any kind of
Yeah, I mean, I do some worm
special
casting
sauce?
teas and stuff like that. In
Yeah.
terms of special sauce, Microbe Plus from Bokashi Earthworks.
Okay.
I really like that stuff. You have your stereotypical recharge. I like recharge. I throw it in there once in a while. I don't know, man. I don't really do anything
Yeah.
special. I mean, the genetics speak for themselves. I really do just kind of give credit to the plant, give credit to the soil.
I love that.
Um, I haven't never done a soil test, so I don't know who I'm giving credit to, but there's something in that soil that knows what they're doing. So I just
You
talk to them and tell them, yeah, I re-amend.
reamend and reuse.
Again with some products from Makashi Earthworks. I think it's called Green Bodhi Bloom and Green Bodhi Veg. Another product from them called Calcil. Um, yeah, I mean, the way I started was using products from a company called Dr. Earth. I used Dr. Earth Homegrown and Dr. Earth Bloom or something. I don't remember what it was. Kind of upgraded out of that. Um, yeah, I don't know.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it just sounds
It just works.
like
I'm not very
you're.
scientific. I know there's some people that are like writing down notes, and I do take some notes, but I'm not like measuring stuff out and weighing stuff. I don't really do all that. I don't pH. Um, I just kind of talk to the plants and not to sound weird and
No,
hippie-ish, but like
I
I just
think
kind of vibe with them, and and if they need calcium, I just give them calcium, and I don't know.
I think you honestly might just be one of those dudes with a green thumb.
It's possible.
You know
I
what I
do,
mean?
in the summertime we do have tomatoes and other
And
peppers and stuff like that.
like it's a little like it's a little it is kind of unfair in a way. Like some people just have a knack for this stuff. Like and I would consider myself one of those people. Like you just have a knack for it. It's almost might be in your blood in a way. Like you had an ancestor that was a gardener and uh, homesteader or something, and
It's possible.
yeah, just genetic memory perhaps. But like yeah, I think it's awesome.
Fascinating.
I
What
appreciate it.
so yeah, I want G3 to have her time to shine before
Yeah,
we.
let's hear it.
Cool. We've got visual aids.
I know we do.
All right. So,
What are we're talking about cannabinoids,
so yeah,
right?
we're gonna start talking about cannabinoids. So you guys will remember we kind of covered terpenes before. Terpenes were our volatile, um, uh, our our volatile and things that like give us our scent and our flavor. All of our things that deal with those senses kind of come from that. And now we're going to talk about cannabinoids. Cannabinoids are different than terpenes. In kind of a lot of different ways. Now, terpenes don't generally. Okay, we'll go into never mind. Back up. Okay, so we're going to talk about the cannabinoid system
Okay.
first. So first, what is a cannabinoid?
Uh,
Okay, so if you had to guess, like, what is
it
a
was
cannabinoid?
a mascot from Domino's Pizza from the 90s. What? The Noid. Remember?
Yep,
Remember him?
there you
Oh,
go.
it was horrible.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Avoid the Noid. No,
Avoid
I
the
don't know.
Noid.
What is a cannabinoid?
In this case, we don't want to avoid the noid. In this case, cannabinoids are meant to be there. We're literally built to interact with them. So cannabinoids are any chemical substance, regardless of structure or origin, that can bind with our endocannabinoid system. That's it.
Okay.
Anything that can bind with the receptors in our endocannabinoid system is considered a cannabinoid. Super easy peasy. Makes total sense. If it can bind with this, it's a cannabinoid. So, Cap, give me the picture that has the green, it has a synapse on it.
Bringing it up.
Brilliant.
Hold, please.
So,
Has the synapse? You're using medical jargon now,
all right, it's
G3.
the
Oh
green,
my
it's the
lord.
green one with the body on it.
Okay. The green one with the body.
Yep.
All right, we'll do this. Share screen. Oh, that's
Oh,
not it. We don't
hold
want
on.
that.
That's
Hold
our
on.
friend.
Great value,
Okay. Well, you
Kanye.
find it. I'll keep talking.
Good Lord.
Oh my gosh, that guy trips me out. Okay.
Hold on.
So there are two different types of cannabinoids. There are endocannabinoids, which are made by our own bodies. There's two general ones, AEA and 2AG. We won't get into how that is, but so two are made by our own bodies. They will bind with our cannabinoid system, but they don't produce as effects as strong as with what cannabis gives us. So we have these two that are made. Those are the endocannabinoids, and then there are also phytocannabinoids. Phytocannabinoids specifically come from plants, and that plant is cannabis. Now, do cannabinoids exist in other plants? Kind of. They have measured small amounts of different cannabinoids in different plants, like black pepper has beta caryophyllene in it. We've talked about this before. That's what kind of gives beta caryophyllene that scent and flavor. We've talked about how different terpenes are in different plants as well as in cannabis. Well, cannabinoids themselves is found in very, 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 very small amounts in other plants, but they bind so weakly to our system that they kind of don't really count. The only plant that actually binds well to our system is cannabis, which is incredible. We're literally built to consume this plant. So you'll see in this that we have two different parts of our cannabinoid system. We have CB1 and CB2 receptors. And these are these receptors that are located throughout our entire body. CB1 is located mostly in your brain and your central nervous system. Your CB2 receptors are kind of spread more throughout your body, more in your immune system, in your skin, in lots of your organs. And these two systems together, they work with cannabinoids to do one thing, and that is maintain balance.
I
What
thought
they
you were going
want
to
to
say get me high.
no, that's the job of one cannabinoid and one cannabinoid only, and that's THC.
Okay.
So most of the cannabinoids are not psychoactive at all. They will affect different parts of your body, but not necessarily your brain. Especially ones that bind with the CB2 receptors, they'll affect like your immune system and other parts of your body, but not necessarily your brain. They
Interesting.
don't talk to each other. Um,
So without the THC, like it does, like there's no. Really, that's crazy. That's like the thing that makes it all go. Everything else
mhm,
just kind of paints the picture.
yeah.
It's funny.
I definitely think of like THC as kind of your gas pedal when it comes to cannabis, but your endocannabinoid system regulates so many things because it really wants to maintain balance. It's involved in sleep, in appetite, in mood, in pain, in memory. It's involved in a lot of neurotransmission, which is your brain and your neurons talking to each other to tell itself what's going on in the rest of your body. For example, cannabinoids are really great at pain suppression because they can help regulate and modulate the neurotransmission between the painful part of your body and your brain from realizing it. So if they're dulling and slowing that transmission or stopping it completely, then your brain can't feel that pain. It's not there. It doesn't
Wow.
exist. So it actually cannabinoids can also help with social anxiety. And I thought it was really interesting in the way that it does this because it kind of attacks it from three separate directions. So it can help you regulate your aggression. Okay. So aggression is like getting really defensive, being territorial. Like aggression is you don't want to form bonds when you're in that kind of this is a dangerous situation mentality. So regulates your aggression, inhibits excessive arousal in your brain. So that's not arousal like, oh, hey, arousal. This is more like excitation. A lot of if there's a lot of extra energy, a lot of excitement going on in your brain, that produces excess anxiety because that energy has to go somewhere. So your brain starts overthinking and doing crazy things with it. So it controls that, and it also controls the functions that limits your inhibitory transmitter release, so you are less inhibited. So you're more likely to like chill out and be calm and be less anxious and do well in a social situation because it's dealing with those three unregulated parts of your system when you're in that social situation. So we're always trying to get back to the middle, always trying to get back to balance. We always want homeostasis. We always want to be active. And that's the main reason why your endocannabinoid system is there. So you'll see this picture kind of looks a little bit like keys and locks. So different receptors can bind either strongly or weakly to different cannabinoids. So the one that we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about CBG. CBG binds, oh my goodness. I just had this and I completely am losing my mind
CBG.
here. Okay. So CBG is one of the cannabinoids that we're going to talk about. We're going to start with this one because it's the mother cannabinoid. So I'm going to have you switch to a different page.
Okay.
Go to the
which
one.
colors are on it?
I have to look at it. Hold on, I don't have them up now. We're going to go to. Dun, dun, dun.
Is it this one?
We can take a. No, it's the next one.
This one?
Nope, it's the next one.
It's this one.
It's that one. I don't know if you can make that any bigger.
We'll zoom in on it. I think
you
we can
go.
even do more, but yeah, hold on. Can we do more here? All right, there we go.
All right, beautiful. So you can see at the bottom is a lot of stuff that we're kind of familiar with. There's beta caryophyllene down there. We've got our myrcene and our limonene down there. We've got our THCA and our CBC. We've got all of our cannabinoids and all there. So this is the pathway by which all of these parts of the plant are built. So I kind of wanted you to see how complicated, I guess it is, that how these cannabinoids and terpenes are built. So we're going to specifically look at the part with CBGA. So CBGA is considered the mother cannabinoid or the stem cell cannabinoid because it's the first one that the plant produces and all other cannabinoids are produced from it. So,
wow.
So
it's not like I was thinking of CBN, right? That's like the degraded
Yes,
THC.
So we're going to talk about that later because it's kind of at the end of
CBG.
the cannabinoid, I guess, pathway.
How can we remember that? What's a good mnemonic device to remember that CBG is like the mother cannabinoid?
Well, one of the ways that I remember CBG is one of the studies that's getting a lot of credit is CBG is really good for gut health. Okay. So that's one of the things that CBG you can remember. CBG. I also remember like CBN is your degraded form of THC. What does it do? It makes you sleepy. So CBN is for nighttime.
Night. Okay. And G, would you say G is for the OG or the grandmommy?
Yeah,
terp?
I love that. That's great. Yes, CBG is the OG. She's the OG like the original, the original cannabinoid.
The original. That's right. I'm thinking, not terps, cannabinoids.
Right.
Cool. All right. So That's
All right.
like the first one the plant produces. In
Yeah. So I
terms of
want you to go to a different page real quick.
in terms of growing though, G3, when would you
Mm-hmm.
think like this is like early flower that the
Yeah.
plant
So
produces this?
this is like very early in flower. This is before
Okay.
anything else is formed, and it's found in really, really small amounts in the plant. I'm talking like less than 1%. So most of the places where you see places manufacturing products that have large amounts of CBG in it, it's usually synthetic because you'd have to go through a lot of plants in order to get enough to create anything that would be really effective with CBG or CBGA that's not synthetic. It is in higher amounts in hemp than it is in like true cannabis, I guess you could say, like hemp that has been bred for that type of industrial agriculture versus this home grow style. We all know it's the same plant, it's just bred in different directions. So, yes,
All right.
CBG.
Yeah.
So
What's the next slide?
let's go to the one that you can see. It has a bunch of arrows on it. Starts with CBGA at the
This
top.
one. This
Mm-hmm.
one.
This
All right.
one.
Cool. We
There
can
you
all see
go.
that, right?
Yep.
Kinda.
So we start with CBGA. And the difference between CBGA and CBG is that CBGA has that little acidic tail. And through decarboxylation, just like when THCA turns into THC, we kick off that little acidic tail and it becomes CBG. You can also see that there are different pathways where CBGA can become CBDA and THCA, and then those go down and they form THC and CBD itself. So CBGA turns into all the different types of cannabinoids. They all come from her at the very beginning. So CBG itself, CBGA not only forms other cannabinoids, but it also can affect the body. It can affect the body in a lot of different ways. And is a ton of anecdotal evidence about this and not a ton of studies about it yet, unfortunately. Because it's such in small amounts, it's hard to use and it's hard to study, especially in this climate with our stigma going on. So hopefully in the future, we're going to get a lot more studies and we're going to learn significantly more about it. But one of the things CBGA can do is it deals directly with kidneys, specifically with the tubule in your kidneys that regulates magnesium reabsorption, which is kind of specific, but it's really important. And if that starts going wrong, your kidneys start to fail. So
Interesting.
this really delays progression of any kidney damage and fibrosis, breakdown of those tubules. So CBGA can help a lot of different things in the body, and they're only just starting to find it out now. So once we have CBGA, that becomes CBG through decarboxylation, light or heat. It is not psychoactive. There are, again, a number of effects that people talk about it having positive effects on heart and blood pressure benefits, possible neuroprotective properties. There are multiple studies. I wouldn't say multiple. There are 15 different studies that kind of studied a variety of neurological issues from Huntington's to Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis to Alzheimer's. And in all of the studies except for one, CBG reported really positive, measurable results. And I believe the last one, there weren't negative results, it was just inconclusive.
Okay.
So there's they talk about, possible help with intraocular pressure, which could help with glaucoma.
The eyes. Yeah.
There is evidence of mice specifically having issues with inflammatory bowel disease, and CBG helping a lot with that, having really positive results from that. And there's a lot of anecdotal evidence in humans as well that CBG
we
has
know.
helped with gut health specifically.
Yeah, gut. CBG for the gut.
Right. So this specific cannabinoid binds very weakly to your CB1 receptors. Um, your CB1 receptors are also keyed to THC. So when you have a lot of CBG in your system, if it's already bound to those receptors, that THC can't bind. So it's going to reduce the psychoactive effect of THC on whoever's taking it. Just like CBD, same type of thing. It kind of binds to this, kind of grabs up the same receptors in a weak way, not super strongly, but in a weak way. And then the THC is just like, oh my gosh, there's no parking. I can't go anywhere.
Nowhere to go.
Um,
Yeah, no receptor to bind to. Exactly.
exactly. So it can reduce the psychoactivity of THC, but it also binds to your CB2 receptors, and that is specific to gut health. So it seems to be a direct link there. Um, There's also potential for help with depression. That goes into some alpha 2 adrenergic receptor things that we don't need to get into, but there's possible help with that.
Okay.
And there's also a lot to do with focus that they're starting to look into. So this reduces something called gamma aminobutyric acid, which is a brain relaxant. So if you're reducing a brain relaxant, then it can promote more of a stage of wakefulness. If
All
your
right.
brain's not chilled out and sleepy, well, then you're going to be a little
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
awake.
I mean, usually when I'm smoking, I'm trying to increase my brain relaxfulness.
Right.
But
But CBG specifically may not do that. It
all right.
may reduce this uptake,
That's
which
like,
instead of just
making sense though.
enhancing.
If that's the first cannabinoid the plant produces before THC, if you harvest early, sometimes you get that speedy sensation from your weed.
Yep. Hmm.
It's all kind of making sense.
Yep, absolutely. So that can help with being focused and helping with concentration. So the two real biggest ones seem to be a big connection between CBG and gut health, and a big connection between it and focus, wakefulness, that type of thing. But I mean, the doors are wide open. We have
Yeah.
only a glimpse into what this can actually do for us. Um, it's just absolutely fascinating. So many of these cannabinoids seem to affect dopamine levels, and seem to affect issues in your immune system, and reduce inflammations with a variety of diseases and problems, just to bring you back to like perfect center, always back into balance, which is phenomenal that not only the plant can recognize that,
Well,
the endocannabinoids
yeah.
or the cannabinoids in your system can recognize that and bind efficiently
You literally have a
to bring
system
that.
in your body to receive these chemicals and allow them to work for you.
Exactly.
Well, it's kind of crazy. Kind
And
of
to
crazy.
think, this plant is the only plant on our entire planet that can do this for us. We can't even do it for ourselves. The plant is the one that can do it for us. And there are so many different creatures, humans, mammals of all kinds, corals, fungi, lots of different creatures have cannabinoid systems, which just blows my mind.
Super interesting, for sure.
Yeah, I wonder, were they like eating the plant and stuff and just kind of.
It's like a starfish like smoking a joint.
I don't know if starfish do that. That's an interesting question. But yeah, I wonder if they just evolved with the plant somehow. They must have, It makes sense.
Yeah.
But
And I mean, it seems like some of these cannabinoids, especially like CBGA, doesn't require any type of decarboxylation to kind of have an effect. So if animals eat it,
yeah, that's the one you can just kind of.
it could just, it could affect you just eating the plant, which is neat.
It is. It is very neat. Well, again, like that kind of helps put pieces together for me. It's just it's good info to have as a smoker, as a grower, as someone who loves the plant. Thank you, G3.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's very complicated, and I
It is, but
absolutely trip over some of this
you
stuff.
know, you
But it
presented it really
is
well.
fascinating. And if anybody ever wants to discuss it or get more into it, or if you'd like to see my sources or anything like that, I'd love to share them. So reach out on the Discord
Hey,
if it
yeah,
floats your
yeah.
boat.
It's again like Smoke Ring says it perfectly. It's incredibly interesting. Just don't quiz me at the end. There will be no quiz here, my friends. We're just learning it for the love of the plant. Like, you know, this is just I find all this stuff fascinating. Like again, what I took away from it is that like again, we have this system in our body that is specific to this one plant and like there's just kind of there's a mystical reason for that. You know what I mean? There has to be.
I absolutely believe that 1,000% with every part of my heart. I believe
And
that
there's
is
a
a reason.
relationship between
Yes.
us humans and this particular plant on planet Earth that is unlike any other relationship with humans and the plant world. So it's really cool. I don't know. And in a way, I almost learned how to be alive from growing my own plants.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like they're very much alive. You always try to put like the best inputs and stuff into your plants, and then you realize like, oh wow, like that. If I only put like the best inputs into me, maybe
It's the same thing.
that
Yeah.
would improve me, and like, just it's kind of you learn a lot from these little creatures.
Your
You
gut
do.
is very similar to soil in terms of
Yes,
the
soil
biology
health
that's in it and
and the
whatnot.
Very
biome.
true.
Yeah. It's very, very
Just-
similar.
Just like how if you introduce like a synthetic
Right,
substance to
right.
your rhizosphere, rhizosphere in your soil, you always worry about like, oh, will that kill my soil microbes?
The microbes, right?
Well, are you as worried about like the red 40 in your Doritos
Right.
killing the microbes in your gut?
Right.
Probably not. But like you should be if you're that worried about it for your plants. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can take away from these plants and the relationship we have with them, and it's like I don't know.
They make human recharge. It's called probiotics.
That is an interesting.
I mean,
way to look at it.
I mix up a little glass of recharge when we get off here, and let me know
You
what
ever
you
drank
think.
that stuff?
I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. It smells kind of good. It smells
do a
kind of
shot of
like
Recharge with
sweet.
me?
Kind of smells
like
little
molassesy a little bit.
recharge milk,
pirate
little like
convention?
chocolate milk looking thing. It's like the
So for you to
Nesquik.
drunk
Tastes
your
like
Like the
own
Nesquik.
protein.
Yeah.
I
Send
don't
that
know,
video
man.
over to like Dude Grows.
Oh,
That'd be
that
so
would-
Oh
that'd
my
be
funny.
funny.
god.
We're all over here just like drinking recharge.
Wouldn't that be funny? Like we swear it does wonders for your gut health.
Oh my god. As we
That's so
keel
funny.
over a couple days later. She's in sepsis. We have no idea why.
Oh man, we don't advise taking shots of recharge.
No.
I'm not a medical professional. I don't know if that would be good for your gut.
Probably
Plant
not.
microbes, no. Probiotics, yes.
Yeah?
Love yourself like you love your plants.
Is there a difference, really, though, G3?
Yes, one is for humans and one is for plants.
It's like fish antibiotics.
Yeah,
You ever
it's
take
just
fish
semantics.
antibiotics?
It's just semantics.
It's not just semantics. You have an entirely different system.
Like,
you are not a
Come
plant
on,
captain.
come on. I know. I got friends that got they had to go to to the vet for medical checkups just for reasons. That shit. It works. Biology's biology.
Mm-mm.
I know.
No.
It's not.
It's not. If you eat a bar of chocolate, it's delicious
yeah, true.
and
It's bad
lovely.
for your
If a
dog.
dog eats a bar of chocolate, not so great. Not so
Got
great.
me. got me.
Give him
So
some
true.
recharge. He'll bounce back the next day.
Come on, Fido. It's good for your gut. No, don't.
Don't give your dog recharge.
Don't. But what you should do is go. Oh man, I was gonna say follow Neighborhood Skunk, but
Yeah, you can't do that.
fuck.
It is what it is.
You'll
Come say hi on Discord.
Yeah, he's on our Discord. You can join us there. You can find him there, and
Maybe you'll see me on Instagram
yeah,
someday if I
hope
can
you
ever
make
get
a
it back.
2.0 page. 2.0.
I do have a 2.0. I'm just not like, I don't know. After that, I'm not so motivated to.
I hear you, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I hear you.
It's
All
just
it takes
heartening.
is one time, and it
like
it kills you. That drive
kills
to
your
post.
morale.
yeah, it really does.
It does.
I remember the first time I lost my page. I was like, "That's it. It's over. Oh my
Yeah.
God. All of that. Goodbye." So very dramatic. But yeah, it
Well,
sucks.
I hate.
It sucks.
It's only been 2
hate that
days, so we'll
happens.
see what happens. You know,
I
it'll be
really
alright.
hope we get it back because it feels. I mean, that is incredibly unfair.
I tried. I
It
mean,
was
I'm trying,
just
but
about vaping.
it's just
We
about
all-
vaping.
Yeah, just about
Totally
vaping.
legal.
So come on and join us on the Discord. That's where we all hang out mostly these days. Lots of other people too from all around the world. Kind of a 24-hour grow conversation. And yeah, it takes a little bit to figure it out, but just
It's worth it.
I promise. Yeah, and it's
Well worth it.
Juice is
You won't
worth
just
the
get like
squeeze.
zucked out of nowhere.
No. That ain't gonna happen.
And when you get dropped in, it's not scary. You're not required to do anything. You just click around
Yeah.
and lurk and look at things.
Yeah.
And no one's ever going to put you on the spot.
Yeah,
or
you
make
don't even
feel
have to
uncomfortable.
post. You can just join and lurk for all
And
I
get the
care.
information. Yeah.
That's right. And follow along the individual dramas and sagas as people post about their mostly mundane lives, but there's always something that crops up that's interesting. It's just a cool place to hang out. It's literally like a bar kind of environment, but with all your grow buddies.
Yeah.
And sometimes
it's
combo shows.
you know what it kind of reminds me of? Not that I was ever a giant Friends fan, but you know how they both had like apartments right across from each other and they would randomly just come into the room and exist for a little while and then leave, and there would be a variety of people coming and going at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what this reminds me of. It's like a giant living room where people just like come and go and they sit and they chat
Very much.
and then they like leave.
It's
And
like
you're
that one
"All right,
friend.
whatever."
It's like everyone always goes over their basement. Like
Yeah.
that 70s show. It's like that 70s show, yeah.
Because you
It's
had
like that basement. It's like
a
Foreman's
dresser
basement.
full of bags of eighths that he
Yeah.
would sell to the. There's always
It's
people
funny.
coming and sitting on the couch,
Yeah.
hang out
Come
there
in,
for 2
sit
hours.
down,
You see
smoke a joint.
people
look
you
at
never
some cool
thought you'd see.
pictures.
Well, that's kind of what the Discord's like.
Mm-hmm.
Just a friendly environment where all these like-minded people show up, and that's really where I don't know. You can learn a lot from just.
It's a great place to get help. If you need help with your garden, there's always people
Mm-hmm.
willing to help.
For sure. I mean, me, G3, Skunk, we will help you individually.
Totally. If you don't want to be public about it, hit the DMs.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Don't be a creep, though. Don't be a creep.
Yeah.
Just post plant pics.
No
That's
feet
it.
pics.
That's it.
Or any
No
other
feet
body
pics or
part.
anything. Just plants.
Just plants.
Just plants. And yeah, thank you guys as always who show up and support us in the chat. We love you. As always, your homework is to tell a friend about the show. Drop our name in a random Reddit thread. Well,
Yep.
maybe on
Hit
a
that
not
thumb
so
up.
random one that's about like growing cannabis, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
Something. Not like on am I overreacting or something? Like, I don't know. Most unrelated subreddit you could think of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Give us a
And-
thumbs up on YouTube, subscribe, comment, all of that jazz. It helps us so much with the
does.
algorithm to get us out there because we are fighting the good fight to get the information out. And, they hate us.
It does.
So.
It does. And As always, till next time, don't get caught.
See you later.